Dream pastries are an intoxicating pie found in the 5e adventure The Curse of Strahd, but the plot device can be used in any setting you'd like. Created by the Night Hag Morgantha, they are made from the ground bones of children and are of course inherently evil. Ultimately, nothing good should come from eating them. With this homebrew interpretation, the consumption of a dream pastry will incur a boon of +3 to a PC's favored modifier, but will also levy an immediate addiction to them, which is likely to quickly kill a PC, especially if quantities are limited. You may want to discuss sensitivities to addiction with your players before implementing this idea. Use at your own risk. Besides the wonderful euphoria induced by a dream pastry, consumption of an entire dream pastry will increase a favored attribute modifier by 3 for 24 hours. For example, a rogue's favored attribute is often dexterity. If the rogue has a dexterity of 18, their modifier is +4. Upon consuming a dream pastry, that modifier increases to +7. This should increase the PC's AC, initiative, and any attacks that integrate the dexterity modifier. A warlock may favor charisma. Consumption of a dream pastry would increase the warlock's current charisma modifier by 3, and all scores that are influenced by the charisma modifier will increase in the same way. Withdrawals are felt immediately after the positive effects wear off, but can be alleviated by the consumption of another pastry. An entire pastry will stave off withdrawals for 24 hours. Half a pastry will stave off withdrawals for 12 hours. A quarter of a pastry will stave off withdrawals for 6 hours. But as withdrawals will set in before a long rest can be completed, only short rests can be made. There are 3 ways to kick the habit should a player wish to do so. The first cure requires a lot of luck. 5 consecutive successful Constitution saves must be made by the addicted PC, 1 every 6 hours. Should a failure occur, the process can be begun anew with the consumption of a dream pastry, whether whole or in part. The first withdrawal requires a Constitution saving throw, DC 15. Each failed save reaps 1 level of exhaustion and an increase of the DC by 1. A successful save lowers the next save's DC by 1. 5 failed saves ends in the player's character's transformation into a Wendigo, and therefore becoming an NPC that should immediately attack the rest of the party. The second cure is probably the most difficult. Throughout the withdrawal process, the PC will begin to see the Wendigo in their peripheral vision. These hauntings will become more prevalent as the withdrawal worsens. 1 Wendigo should appear for every addicted PC, and are only visible to the afflicted PC, but can be seen by any PC that is looking through a Hag Stone. Various homebrew stats for the Wendigo can be found online. If the players are able to destroy the Wendigo, the addiction is cured. The third cure is likely the easiest, but probably the most difficult to discover, as it is not immediately obvious. It simply requires attunement to a Hag Stone. Hag Stones are small stones with a naturally created hole worn through them caused by water erosion. Several magical abilities are said to be attributed to them. Among them are the power to reverse a witch's magic, ward off the dead, undo curses, cure sickness, and rid a person of nightmares. They are also used to see invisible creatures from the land of the Fae and open up a portal to other realms. They are used as protection against spells and can have healing properties. You may also allow that looking through the stone will show magic items to glow a bright white. Morgantha should possess a Hag Stone. A deal could be made with the Night Hag to acquire the stone, or the PCs could destroy her and take it. Attunement to the stone will immediately cure the addiction to dream pastries. Should your party have a stockpile of dream pastries and discover the use of the Hag Stone in curing the addiction, but intend on using the dream pastries for an edge in battle, the Wendigo should appear and attack the PCs. If you have any criticism or suggestions to improve on the use of dream pastries, please post your thoughts down in the comments.